everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So last night I did some decluttering both of my makeup collection and perfume, and I thought it would be fun to share the items that I will be decluttering. So I'll start with the eyeshadow products. So this is from Laura Mercier. It's the Golden Mosaic Shimmer Block. This is what it looks like. And this product has always confused me. I'm never quite sure what it's for. I've tried using it on my face, like swirling my brush in it and using it on my face. It's just too dark for me. I think it's meant for a darker skin tone. So I've also tried it as eyeshadow, but it really is eyeshadow. It's not super pigmented, and I'd much rather use some of my eyeshadow palettes than use this one. But I've always kind of kept it with like, oh, I will use it. You know, it's pretty. If I swatch it, it looks pretty. But it's just something that I'm not going to use. I got this, I think in 2012. I did, at the beginning of the year, a video where I separated my makeup into the year that I purchased it. So this is from 2012. I got it as part of a Sephora VIB, like 500 point perk. And I just have never really used it, and it's something I always think I'm going to use, but it just sits in a drawer, so I think I can finally get rid of this one. Next I have something from Kiko. It's an eyeshadow quad. It's in the shade Color Fever 100, and this is what it looks like. It's pretty. I mean, it's totally like the type of tones I would go for. They're all super, well, they're not all super glittery. Some of these are a little more glitter. I think the white one's a little bit more of a satin. It looks pretty. I got this when I was in Spain. When I was in Europe, I wanted to get some makeup. And this is really the only makeup store that I saw. It's kind of funny because it's an Italian brand, but I was like, oh, I want to get some stuff. So I got this eyeshadow palette. I got like a cream eyeshadow stick, which I actually used up and I really liked. And then I got, a lipstick that I still have, and with my purchase, I guess I purchased so much that I got like a lip gloss. It was like an orange lip gloss that I decluttered. I think last year I decluttered that. But yeah, this is just sitting in a drawer as well. The only shade that I would even have worn maybe a handful of times is this one. I've tried out the other shades, but this honestly just sits in a drawer. It kind of it's like more of like chunky sort of glitter, and I would much rather use like basically any of my other eyeshadow palettes over this, so I can let this go. And really I was just keeping it because I did get it in Spain, but I have other stuff that I have from that trip. I don't need to keep this as a souvenir. I have actual like souvenir items that I can like put on display that I can keep. So this one I can declutter. And then I have some shadows for my Z palette. So I think it was 2015 I got a Z palette. I thought I'd be really into depotting some eyeshadow palettes, putting them in a Z palette. And, you know, I liked it for a while. I might have used this for a month or so. But slowly I've been decluttering the eyeshadows that I depotted. It's just not really for me. Like, I'd much rather use just a full eyeshadow palette than, like, little depotted eyeshadows. I think some people get really into depotting their eyeshadows. I feel like it's just a preference thing. I'd just rather use an eyeshadow palette. So at one point I had this pretty full. I have one left now. It's a Stila shade from one of the, I think it was the Rock and Rio palette. You know, they have those like holiday like little cardboard palettes. So this is a shade from that. I figured I'd use it. It's kind of a cream matte. But I need to figure out what to, like, I don't really want to just keep this whole Z palette with just one shade. So I need to figure out kind of what to do with this shade. But, yeah, I think I am over the whole Z palette thing. And then 3 shades that I'm decluttering now from my Z palette. 2 of them were from, I think, a Birchbox order. They were a little freebie, like, gift. It was a little set of 4 shadows from Coastal Scents. I think the Revealed 3 palette, that's really similar to the Urban Decay Naked 3. So these are the 2 shades. I have them swatched on my hand. So they're really pretty. They actually are really pretty on the eyes. I was using them yesterday, and the thing about them is they're super messy. I had them out on my bathroom counter, and they left like a pile of like dust and eyeshadow all over the counter. And I was just like, I'm not gonna bother with these. They're pretty, and you know, I'm just not gonna have to like have that much mess every time I try to use them. Or if I have them in my Z palette, they're gonna make a mess in that, and you know, make a mess with the other shades. And why deal with that when I have the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette? Like, if I want to use rose gold shades or like that sort of tone, I have this palette. There's very similar shades in this palette. I'm like, why am I keeping these ones when I have the actual thing? Like, anyway, it's just like kind of crazy to me. And then I also have this shade. This was, I think, a palette I got in 2012. It was a Sephora collection palette. I think it was like the Desert Sun palette. It had like, it was like little, it was kind of a cute little palette, about the size. I think it had maybe like 12 different eyeshadows. And I depotted that one back when I got my Z palette. I was trying to declutter a few of my smaller palettes and just keep a few of the shades. But this palette in particular is super hard to depot. You can see it's all bent. The pan is bent. It's like really thin metal that they used, and it broke. Some of the shades I wanted to save ended up breaking. I had to get rid of them. They were like super messy. I kept some of the broken ones, but then it would just make a huge mess. And yeah, I don't really need to keep that. And this is what it looks like. It's pretty. That's the shade, but I have other stuff like it. So it's like, why am I just keeping this? Ultimately, I want to be able to, once I figure out what to do with this shade, I want to kind of clean up my Z palette. Maybe I'll donate it, give it to a friend. I want to ultimately declutter this as well. I'll keep it for now until I figure out what to do with this, but I do at some point want to be able to declutter my Z palette. So those are the eyeshadow palettes. Next, I have some lip products that I'll be decluttering. The first thing is from Benefits, the Dandelion Ultra Plush Lip Gloss. So I've had this since 2012. It's my oldest lip product. It's a lip gloss. Like, I shouldn't have kept it this long. But even in January, I think I tried it out. I've worn it a few times. Like, it's always been still okay. I figured because it was like a squeezy tube and not like a doe foot applicator that it was okay to keep. But yesterday I tried it out because I kind of tried out all this stuff just to kind of see, like, could I make it work? And this one has definitely gone bad. It kind of even burnt my lips a little bit, so I was like, oh, I need to throw this away. Honestly, I think I was keeping it because of the packaging. I mean, it's a pretty color, but I think I was keeping the packaging. I love the packaging of this, but this was like, it was 2012 and Benefit was doing the lip glosses that went along with their box blushes. I really loved that idea, so I ended up purchasing this one. And then I think in 2013, I got 2 more lip glosses. I got the Hula one and the Sugar Bomb, but they were like little freebies, or I might have gotten them in Birch boxes. So it's sort of like, why did I purchase this and ended up getting freebies? So that's something I've learned, like, especially for Benefit products. And I feel like it's slowed down a little bit now, or maybe I'm not like making as many orders or whatever, not doing Birchbox anymore. But there was a time when I had so many Benefit minis. I feel like I never need to actually buy a Benefit product because I'm going to get it as a mini. So, yeah, I feel like I've purchased some Benefit items, but of everything I have of Benefit currently, I was trying to think, like, it's all like freebie minis except for this thing. Like, they give out so many samples, it's like you never need to buy anything from Benefit ever. So I can get rid of this one. It's gone off, and this just showed me I don't really need to buy anything from Benefit because they'll probably end up giving it to me as a freebie at some point. So that I can declutter. Oh, I did want to mention about this though. So it looks like I've used none of it. I shined a flashlight, and I actually have used maybe half the product. A lot of it in the middle is gone. In 2015, this is something I tried to use up. I'm like, oh, I can use up a lip gloss. And I mean, maybe if I was constantly reapplying it, I would be able to. I don't know. But I had this in different projects and tried to use it up, and I just never really got anywhere with it. This packaging has 15 milliliters of product, which is a ton of product. So like the Buxom little lip glosses, which I think is a pretty popular brand of a comparison. I think the little sample sizes I've heard or deluxe sizes are half the size of a full size. So this little guy has 2 milliliters worth of product. I feel like I can get through one of these in like 3 months. So the full size of it would have like 4 milliliters worth of product, which, you know, I probably could get through in about 6 months. But this has 15 milliliters, so you're getting almost 4 times the amount of product in this versus one of these, which, I mean, it's fine. You're getting a ton of product. It's good value for money, but I feel like you're going to be using one lip gloss. I mean, I guess if you use the rate that I used up one of these versus this, if I were to use this, I had to use it consistently for 2 years to use it up. So do I really want to use the same lip gloss for 2 years, or would I rather have some variety of different formulas, colors? That's the thing I've sort of realized is like, I don't really need to buy lip gloss, and especially I'm not a huge lip gloss person, so I don't need something that has like a ton of product. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Just, it looks like, I mean, it doesn't seem on the surface like you're getting so much more product. Like this little freebie, these are still good. I got these in 2013, the one in Hula, and then the Sugar Bomb one I have in my purse. This has like 6.5 milliliters worth of product. So if you're going to compare it to this, you would think, oh, they have about the same amount, but this has 6.5 milliliters and this has 2. So again, like this would take me, you know, like over a year. Is that right? I guess it would take me about a year to use up. So I'm thinking like for next year, do I want to focus on like this, or I have these other lip glosses? Like probably in a year I could use up all 3 of these, or do I focus on this one? Like, do I want one or multiple? Like, I'm more inclined to use up multiple and like declutter this at the end of next year. You know, use this, but maybe focus on panning like these ones, because I can have more variety. It's more interesting versus just using one thing that I'm going to get bored with. So it just kind of showed me. And like, this is my only full-size lip gloss. Like, I get lip glosses like from freebies, different things. Like, it's just shown me I never need to buy a lip gloss. Like, I'm not that into lip gloss, and I get enough free ones to, you know, satisfy the need for lip gloss. So this I can get rid of. And then I have 2 VIB Rouge gifts. I hit VIB Rouge in 2014 and 2015. I'm no longer VIB Rouge. So in 2014, the little gift when you reached that status was the Bite lipstick. And then in 2015, it was a little red lipstick from Marc Jacobs. Now, I don't really wear red lipsticks, so I never really got much use out of these. And I have one other red lipstick. This was also from the Sephora birthday gift. This was from 2015. It's the NARS Corella Velvet Matte Lip Pencil. So all from Sephora. Within like a year, I ended up with like 3 red lipsticks. And I was like, I don't even wear red lipstick. Like, oh my gosh. I get it, it's VIB Rouge. They're going to give you something red. But if I had to pick between the 3 of these, like, I'm never going to use up any of them, but if I had to pick one to keep in my collection as an option, I definitely would go with the Corella one. I've actually worn this. I like it. It's matte, so it's much easier to work with. It doesn't go all over. It's like stays on pretty well, and it's much easier to apply because it is a pencil. So I'm keeping this one as an option. If I want to do a red lip, which I rarely do, and these other ones I'm just never going to use. And beyond being a color that I don't really use, they're also kind of a reminder of VIB Rouge, which you think is like a attainable, or like you want to attain that status, but really it just meant you spent a lot of money. Like, I spent $1,000 and all I got was a little lipstick in a color I'm not even going to use. So I can get rid of these. And nothing against the brands. I love Bite Beauty. I'm wearing an Amuse Bouche lipstick from them now. It's the Fig color. Like, I love the creaminess of their formula. It's really nice, but I don't really want something super creamy if it's a red. If it's a really hard color, I don't want it to be super creamy and I feel like it's going to come off. So this I can get rid of. And then the Marc Jacobs one, it's not as creamy of a formula, but again, I'm never going to use this. The packaging of it's really cute, but I just don't really need that reminder of just excess spending. So I can get rid of these two. So those are the makeup that I will be decluttering. And then I also have some perfume as well. So earlier in the year, I did a perfume challenge. I think it was like 30 days of perfume where I used different perfumes. And from that, I discovered that I really dislike patchouli. Like any perfumes with patchouli, I didn't like. So I have a few little like deluxe sizes. This one is the Gucci Guilty, and this is the Lancome La S. Oh gosh, I looked it up. La Vie Espelle little perfume. I got these in, I think it was a Sephora collection, like Bottle of Dreams thing where you get like a few little samples and you redeem for a full size. So I've had these. I know they're scents I'm never going to wear, but I kind of kept them because they're sort of cute, but I would rather see, like, give these to a friend or something versus just keeping them just because, like, they're basically just, like, decoration. I don't need to hoard stuff that I know for sure I'm not going to use. So I can let those two go. And then I have another one. This is from Chloe. It's the Chloe perfume. I got this, I don't even remember when I got this one. This one I've had for quite a while now. And this maybe was a 100-point perk, or actually I don't think it was a 100-point perk. I think it was from some Sephora like holiday promo thing where you get like a mix of stuff, or it was like a surprise, like I didn't know what I was getting, like a little mystery bag or something from Sephora like years ago. So I never liked the scent when I first got it. It's very rose scented. And I've kind of just kept it because it's cute. It's gone bad at this point. It doesn't smell anything like it should. But I just kept it because it's like cute little packaging. Recently, or it was last year for Christmas, I got a little Sephora perfume sampler thing for a rollerball where they had like maybe 6 little perfume vials and you get to redeem for a rollerball. And from that I actually got Chloe, the same scent in a rollerball. So over time my tastes have changed. So I actually do like the Chloe scent now, that rose scent. I've kind of grown to like it. So maybe someday I'll like patchouli scent, but probably by the time that I like patchouli, these are going to go bad, or that will never happen. But anyway, this has now gone off. Like, I don't need to keep something in my perfume collection that has gone bad just because the packaging is cute. Like, I can get rid of that as well. So that is everything that I'm decluttering. I know not a ton of stuff. My makeup collection, my perfume collections aren't huge, so I don't get rid of a ton of stuff when I declutter. But, you know, I like to go through my collection now and then and kind of see if there's anything that I can finally get rid of. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.